Coach.
Well, it's good to have everybody here. Of course, busy week, one home game, one road game. Great performance at home with a great crowd that we were really excited about, and then took our team down to North Texas and had a tough loss down there. Disappointing second half on the defensive end in particular. Physical, hard-played, classic American-type conference game, but one that we've got to be able to break down like we have and learn from and see the things that we did not do well and improve. Some things that we liked and we'll take away, but we've got this week to get better, get healthy, and get ready for a very good South Florida team on Saturday.
Because you do have the extra week, how much have you already put into finding out what it is, those parts that you liked and which parts that you didn't like? And can you expand on any of those?
Yeah, so, last night, and I like jumping into things pretty quickly. We bussed home last night, broke the game down on the bus, met with the staff up there in the front of the bus and just talking about different things. We just met all morning about some different things. Some things, I really break it down into a couple different areas from, how hard are we doing what we asked, and are there some changes? Are there some things that we need to do differently that might fit this team a little bit differently? What is our 80%? What should we go into every game and say, hey, we are holding our head on this no matter what they do, and then what in the 20% can we game plan for? But we did not defend them well in the second half, and we scored it well enough. Of course, you always look back on the turnovers that we had and the different opportunities that we didn't have, but we scored a 1.08 pop on the road at North Texas, and we gave up a 1-3-3 in the second half until we started fouling. We just didn't get enough stops there late, and we've got to be able to fix that.
I'm trying to make sense of this question, so I hope it makes sense. It probably doesn't, since it's coming from me. But does winning mask problems sometimes that you're having, that maybe it's percolating, but because you're still being successful in a portion of it, doesn't make you necessarily address it in that moment?
Yeah, there's two parts to this, because some will say, hey, is losing a good thing? I never, ever have found a good reason to play bad basketball. I don't think there's a reason for it. But without a question, if you win a game by one at the buzzer like we have, there's a joy and jubilation, and the message may not be as potent the next day. Whereas we lose a really close game, again, we've got the ball in hand and down one with 2 minutes to go on the road at a team that doesn't really lose often at home, we're going to be able to dive into this deeply. So we've always said, hey, instead of looking at it as a total loss, let's look at it as a total opportunity to learn. We want to do that on wins too, but it becomes more magnified after a loss.
What was positive that stood out? What's the first thing that stood out to you from the over-the-top positive part of it?
Well, I thought we kept battling to the very end. In every huddle and every opportunity, the guys were, eyes and ears, and they're like, hey, what's next? And we're trying to problem solve. North Texas plays a style that can really frustrate people. They hit, they play slow, they defend at a high level, they really resist you at a number of different levels. We forced a number of shot clock violations, I think 4, and the most that I've experienced in a game in a long time. There was a level of resolve that we had, even though we weren't playing well. So those things that we'll take from. But again, the end result is the end result, and we got to find a way to get these.
Isn't it another reminder as well that no matter what the conversation is overall about the league, whether it's down or where it's at, it's still difficult to win in this league on the road, no matter what?
I've always said the toughest league is the one you're in, and the metrics and everything that people want to measure, going on the road, winning a college basketball game in conference is a really hard thing to do. And again, I give as our team did, we give North Texas credit. They played really well. They played really hard. They executed better than us. They've now won 25 out of 26 games at home. 14 in a row. It's a hard place to play for whatever reason. and we were really hoping to get that one, but we can't do anything about last night other than make sure that we use it as fuel and use it as information to get better going forward.
Coach, David Green is just kind of a pro. I mean, post-game radio, he was terrific yesterday, giving North Texas credit. And yet, you know, you look at that score sheet, and almost every time you see 17 and 8 rebounds and that kind of. How consistent has he been, and has he been everything you expected?
Yeah, everything. I mean, he's voted team captain. He's been through a lot. He's grown tremendously during his college career, and he's experienced so many things. He's been in these locker rooms before where you win at the buzzer and you lose a close one, and he knows what good is and what it looks like. And then he's been consistent. He's found different ways, scoring from three, the free throw line, in around the basket. He had some big rebounds. You can tell that he really wants, of course, like everybody, he wants to do well individually, but he really wants to have his last year of college basketball be a really, really positive one and win as much as possible. And he's doing everything he can for himself and for his teammates to do that.
And, of course, he's the old man, and everybody kind of looks up to him a little bit for some leadership, and I think he gives that to you. But his nickname is, what, Unk? And some people have called him Gramps?
Yeah, and it's definitely Unk. I think a couple, maybe the freshmen, have called him Gramps, but Tyler Barron's actually older than him in age, but he's got the most experience of anybody on our team. He's been so many things, and he can speak to the trials and tribulations of a long season. I mean, look, we're only halfway through, really. I mean, the regular season, and we've played 15 games. There's 31 regular season games. I mean, it's a long season, and he's experienced that, and he can talk about it. But, yeah, there's no question the guys give him a hard time that he's been in college this long.
And just to follow up on that, they talk about load management in the NBA, and with him you've done that a little bit, and with all the games that he has on his bones, that's a good thing at this point, especially since you have a whole half season yet to go.
Yeah, we try to manage it, and it's not just manage the games. It's even from back in the summer when we got everybody here in June, it's find that balance of the physical and mental, and then I'll take it even further, emotional and spiritual growth with the group. And we've been trying to play with some great depth. We're trying to play a max effort type game. I thought the guys fought. Of course, there's things that we could have done better yesterday, but with DG and everybody else, we're just trying to put guys in position where we can keep getting better and stronger as the season gets going.
And then you probably won't have back-to-back more divergent sort of opponents than North Texas and then USF on Saturday. They may defend, but they don't defend like North Texas, but they really do well offensively, don't they?
Totally different type of game. I mean, it couldn't be more polar opposite with the pace of play, the quickness in offensive execution. South Florida is, I mean, it's one action, maybe a second, and boom, they're trying to score. And they're really trying to score, make or miss, in transition as soon as possible. They'll do some different things defensively, but this is a totally different type of game. Oddly enough, they play each other on Wednesday, so we'll get to see that and be able to compare with their game against North Texas, at North Texas. So, but that's, it's interesting, just like I told our guys, like with each and every game, there's more and more film out there, especially more film with common opponents that we'll be experiencing. So you got to be really sharp in all this scouting, but our fans will see a very fast game on Saturday.
Kind of piggyback off of that, you guys have somebody on the roster, Terrence Ford, who played for Coach Hodgson. Do you like lean on guys nowadays in the portal of saying just, hey, let me pick your brain for 15 minutes, especially like, he's a point guard who ran the offense for 2 years for him at Arkansas State.
Yeah, without question. I mean, that's all part of it. That's what happens in the NBA all the time when a guy has played in another organization, and we experienced that with David Green and playing Rhode Island, and now T. Ford with his former staff down at South Florida. We're going to look for every advantage we possibly can find, no matter what.
What's it going to take to stop them defensively a little bit? Because right now it's the top 2 scoring offenses in the league going at it.
Well, the first thing is similar. It's just the thrust that they have, and we experienced it last night, that you've got to take care of the basketball really well. It's a pick six live ball turnovers, they make you pay as good as anybody in the country with getting the ball down the floor and getting some type of scoring opportunity. Our offense will dictate part of our defense very much. And so that's number one. But number two, there's tons of pick and roll. They've got lob threats at the rim, and then they've got some really good shooters. And that's the yin and yang part. Like, you try to take one thing away, they're trying to expose you in another direction. So it's finding a way to do both, which is really hard to do.
Anything else for Coach?
Pick and roll defense can be kind of dicey because sometimes it's a pick, sometimes it's a slip, sometimes how hard and what are the important things about defending what seems to be what everybody runs now is the high screen pick and roll sort of offense?
Yeah, it's man, we could go into a lot on this one. Any time in offense, if you can put two on the ball, there's an advantage somewhere, right? And then it's trying to figure out what way to put two on the ball, what advantage can you put yourself into? Is it sending a player, a playmaker, a certain direction? Is it then how do you protect a great lob threat? Because what they're really trying to do, and when I say they, all offenses in general, is, hey, can you create rotation at the basket where there's the easiest basket available, a layup or a dunk, and then they try to get some type of skip for a three with a great shooter. It's easier said than done in both directions, but I think a lot like defenses in football and so forth, you gotta give those guys different looks. You can't just allow them to get in a rhythm where they're seeing the same thing all the time. It's blitzing, it's switching, it's dropping, it's angling in different ways, whether it's icing or weaking, and just trying to put that ball handler in. Man, I thought that was going to be there, and that wasn't there. And once you break their rhythm a little bit, the timing can be off just enough. And so, but it's a great challenge. They're really good at it in South Florida because they've got such a lob threat with a big catch radius where that ball goes up and he can go catch and dunk it really easily.